So I boarded my flight. It was a really early flight. And when I got to the row that I thought I was to be seated in, there was a woman sitting in my seat. And so I don't know, I travel a lot. So I thought, and I was tired. So I thought, oh, maybe I looked wrong. So I pulled up my Delta app and double checked and realized, oh no, that really was my seat. And so then again, just assuming the positive, I thought, oh, she must have just looked at her ticket wrong. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, but I think you're sitting in my seat. And she said, I was so surprised by what she said because she said, oh, you want to sit here? And she said, oh, well, I just thought I could switch with you because these are my kids. And she pointed to the two seats next to her. And there looked to be a boy who was roughly 15-ish, and then a girl who looked maybe more like 11-ish. And I immediately said, oh, I'm happy to switch with you as long as it's a window seat. And I always pick a window seat because the most important reason is because I get motion sickness during takeoff and landing if I can't look out the window. And sometimes people don't leave the window shade open, or I'm too far from the window, I can't see. So that's the biggest reason. And then the second reason is I don't get a lot of sleep. So I usually like to be able to sleep on the plane. And being in the window seat obviously gives you that easiest opportunity to do that. So anyway, my reaction first was, sure, I'm happy to switch with you as long as it's a window seat. And she said, oh, it's right here. She said it like, oh yeah, great, it's right here. And so I thought, oh, it must be the window seat. But then she pointed to the middle seat that was in the row right behind the seat where I was supposed to be sitting. Not even exaggerating, I had 90 minutes of sleep the night before. I had this big presentation I needed to give once I arrived at my destination. And I was just like, I told myself, like, you have to take care of yourself. Like, you need sleep on this flight. You picked the seat in advance, stick with the seat. And I said, the middle seat right there. And she said, yeah, it's just right here. And I said, I'm sorry. I said, I really need a window. So, I don't want to switch. And she was not happy. She was kind of, it wasn't like a fight, but she definitely begrudgingly, kind of like grabbed her stuff and stood up and kind of huffed and puffed and, went back to the seat behind. And I thought then it was done because she was still, she was within arm's reach of both of her kids. The woman behind who the seat switcher was talking to, was so kind, and she continued to be kind, but she was absolutely defending me. I don't know who she was. She was a stranger to both of us, but the woman first said, I can't believe the airlines don't put us together, with our kids. And the woman said something to the effect of, yeah, I know it's nice to sit with your kids, but when that happens to me, I always just try to talk to the gate agent before I get on the plane, or I try to pay to have seats together ahead of time. A complete and total non-issue. The mom kind of reached up to the younger of the two, which was the girl, who I think my guess is maybe about 11 years old or so, reached up to her more than once saying, are you okay? And she just kept saying, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then at one point, the older one, the son, the woman again said, oh, so and so, are you doing okay? And the son said, Mom, we're fine.